running a successful live show, especially when you are planning to get it sponsored, takes quite a lot of work before you are actually hitting that play button. So today I'm going to show you how you can streamline your live streaming workflow and process in ClickUp to make it easy and maybe even automate it. Hi everybody, I'm Yvonne Heimann with AskEV.com and I am a business efficiency consultant for digital entrepreneurs. And if you are ready to systemize, organize, and automate your workflows, business, live show, podcast, anything digital entrepreneurs are doing, then you are perfect right here. So hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And you want to stick around to the end of the video because, as always, I'm going to have a pro tip for you again. Now today I want to talk about live streaming and how to streamline your live stream and automate your live stream. If you are doing a face-only teaching kind of live stream, you are all good. There is still things going on where I would recommend watch this video so you can set up those workflows and those steps so you get the most out of your show. But especially if you are doing a show with live guests that you are bringing on, that you are interviewing, this is the workflow for this. These are the processes that I've been using in the past with my show and even getting it sponsored. Before we start, make sure you watch the first video in this series talking about how to optimize, automate, streamline your guest management. That is the first piece and a big piece of what we are going to talk about now. That's the first step, bringing in your guest information, because that can already trigger a lot of workflows. Now, assuming you already watched that because you are an avid watcher on my channel, thank you, by the way. Let's move on right ahead and talk about what happens afterwards. Let's start right in the beginning and head over to my ClickUp, and I'll show you how you set up your ClickUp to do this all by yourself. Looking at the ClickUp setup, as you can see, I have one space that is specifically just for marketing. My live show is to market me, market my sponsors, market the tools I like, drive traffic somewhere else. It fits right in there. My YouTube, the same thing. My content creation is underneath here, appearances where I am a guest somewhere else, as well as my Facebook group. All of these are sorted out by being a folder, as you can see. And I decided to put my live show in a folder because I wanted to be able to, first off, let's head over into the live show folder actually, rather than the YouTube folder. I wanted to be able to see specifically what's happening just for the live show, especially when you are starting to scale up your live show and you might not have just one live show, you might have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Suddenly things can get really busy, so you really want to make use of the folder structure in ClickUp. Now underneath that live show folder, you're going to set up a list for wish list. Your wish list is the people you would like to have on your show. Really that simple. And it allows you then to track those guests. Have you contacted them? Are they scheduled? Have you gotten their information? Have you requested the information? Did you get the information? Did they say no? Did they say follow up later with me? Or do you just need to save them when they have been guests, but you want to keep the information? You do that by a simple drop down field. So you set up a custom field with a drop down field. In my case, this guest stage goes through all of those lists. So I set that custom field up right here in the folder section so that it funnels down. Or if you set it up in a list, again, I've talked about it in many videos, just pull it in through your existing custom field. Pretty much what you do is you find your existing custom fields right in here. Now after the wish list, we have scheduled. Those are my scheduled shows. Now the setup in here is, as you can tell, we have the show topic. It's not yet the title. We have a date custom field for the actual live show. So when is that going to be going live? The due date, however, is not usually the same date as the live show. The due date for this main task is when everything needs to be done to go live with the show. That's why we have two different dates in here. We got a custom field. This is just a simple text custom field, because if you do a number custom field, you only can put numbers in there. So text custom field that then allows me to set episode numbers. Because I'm running multiple different shows, I wanted to be able to easily tell which show I'm talking about. We then have a relationship field that grabs information from the speaker list, and I'll come back to that here in just a minute. As you can see, guest stage is in here too. We just talked about that. Now, the speaker list will be housing all of your speakers. That means, as we talked in the video before, if you haven't watched it yet, right here, I have a guest submission form that allows me to collect all of the information from my speakers. Once they submit that, it goes straight into the speaker list, and from here on I handle that information. As I mentioned in there, you can automate that, making sure the speaker submitted the right kind of images for the headshots and all those things. Again, we talked in the video about that already. Submissions is a public speaker submission form. The form that is in here is pretty much the exact same form, but rather than the speakers they are submitting to that form, these are speakers that are publicly applying and coming to me and saying, hey, I want to be on your show. Simply needs a different workflow. With that, I have put that in a different list to be able to sort those out. This is the structure, how this full folder is set up. The question now is, how does this whole information flow? What's actually happening? Let's play with the idea of, cool, we have a guest submission. It came in, and I already talked about this in the other video, that once the information comes in, and Gray is actually going to be a guest on my next vetted consultant roundtable, and as you can see, he sent me some amazing information over. Gonna be fun. As you can see, we also have already a subtask template applied that makes sure that we review his submission and choose the date and schedule the guest. His submission is fine, everything is cool. Now that that is all clear, I need to choose a date and show to schedule the guest. I'm already gonna mark this complete, because what is happening now is I am heading over to scheduled, and we have over here the agency setup. The agency setup is that vetted consultant roundtable that we're gonna be talking about, and talking about how to use ClickUp to set up an agency. That often looks different just than a regular boutique agency or social media manager. The next show that's gonna happen is the agency setup. And as you can see, I already have Gray marked in here. We'll get to that here in just a second. Let's set a date though really fast. This show is going to be happening this Thursday. I gotta get my stuff in order and gotta get this out there. Now you can see we have this grouped by the live show and by the dates. Have the custom field date right here. Gray is already in here. Now Amara needs to be in here too. So let's add Amara, going into that relationship field and choosing Amara, adding her. Cool, we got the speakers ready. They both have already submitted, so that's fine too. Cool. Time estimate though is going to be an hour. Now we got those custom fields taken care of, and we got the relationship taken care of, so I know exactly who is going to be a speaker / guest on my next shows. Going into the agency setup though now, cool lady, but there's nothing, how, what, no due date. What do we need to do? What's happening? In this case, I have built a template, and we are going to browse our templates, and there is my ADT live template. That is my live show task template, and we're going to use this. But we are first of all going to remap due dates. Usually I should be getting this done and already finished by last Thursday, just saying. So let's make it due next day. That's fine. We got customize import items. With that, we do not have any custom fields that actually need to be imported. We don't need watches. Assignees, yes, we'll keep those. That's fine too. There is nothing major in there. We are keeping the due dates because we are remapping them down here. We don't need the custom field because we don't want anything to get messed up that we already have in there. And we say use template. Now what happened is when you look down here, as you can tell, I'm already behind schedule. Kind of how that happens. But now I just pull in that template for every single show. I don't have to be sitting there and thinking about, what do I need to do? What are the steps? Where are we going? What are we doing? All the things. It's automatically right in here. You have the due dates, you have the assignees, and you can just be better than me and get your live show prepped, get the graphics done, get the promotion done, get the email out to your guests in time, no problem, way ahead of time. Now, rather than you doing all of this manually, you can automate that. And that's where our pro tip comes in. Being in the scheduled list, we go into automate, add automation, and when a task is created, because we are in scheduled, this is when you are creating a new task, all great. You then apply a template. You find your live template, the same one I just manually applied. Cool. That is the template, and that task template will automatically be applied. Now, if you are just getting started with ClickUp and you would love to learn how to take your ClickUp from zero to hero, jump down in the description. There is a sign up for my waitlist where I am working with content creators in a 4-hour chunk time to go get their ClickUp from zero to hero, get their basics set up, and send them off knowing their way around ClickUp and knowing that they have the best setup possible for them. I would love to see you there, and I'll see you in the next video.